Personally, I think dogs are pretty exceptional. While they're prone to being slightly temperamental and feisty, their obedience is admirable to an extent. They will go to great lengths to protect the people they love, regardless of their size and how intimidating their opponent may be. Bentley certainly isn't an exception to this. My name is Lauren, and this is my digital narrative. And today I'm going to be talking about my dog Bentley and what my life was like prior to having a pet, which was prior to the 7th grade. But this is going to start in the 4th grade when my class did an assignment together regarding tally marks and how to use them properly. And as an example, our teacher put a list of various animals on the chalkboard, and we were instructed to put tally marks accordingly based on the pets we had in our homes. I was the only student who didn't have a pet, so I was kind of the outcast of our class of 25, which was incredibly awkward, and it was rather embarrassing going up there and having to put a tally mark in the no pets column that was completely empty. As the years following that oh so tragic event progressed, I became content with the absence of a pet in my life. The thought of owning one never occurred to me after that. It all seemed like too much of a commitment. And because I was in junior high around that time, I had a lot of other things to worry about, like homework and what I'm going to wear to the dance and just silly things like that. So, as expected, the last thing I anticipated or even really wanted was my parents to surprise me with one. After an agonizing day at school, I arrived home with my backpack filled to the brim with assignments and textbooks. And that was so weird because it was like September. Littering the floor with my belongings, I settled into my favorite chair and played my favorite video game while my sisters continued playing with their dolls. My parents had left the house to purchase quote-unquote groceries in quote-unquote decora, and we dismissed this almost immediately. It wasn't uncommon for them to do that in the slightest, but it was a little weird that they were doing it on a school day. About 2 hours later, their orange vehicle returned to its place in our driveway, and I glanced nonchalantly at it before proceeding to finish my assignment. My dad walked in subsequently, hinting for us to come outside and help bring in the groceries. We compiled grudgingly. As I approached the vehicle, I noticed my mom was struggling with something in the passenger seat. It wasn't a packet of groceries, nor was it her purse. It was an animal, a miniature schnauzer. He was tiny, with shiny black fur and the bulkiest chocolate brown eyes I've ever seen. His beard reflected off a dirty brown color that is now his notorious facial feature. He was obviously the runt of his litter, and I presumed he wouldn't grow very much in size as he got older. I presumed correctly. When I googled miniature schnauzer, the personality traits spirited, alert, friendly, obedient, fearless, and intelligent appeared on the screen before me. After having Bentley in my life for 3 years, I can confirm that he meets the criteria of a miniature schnauzer impeccably. However, I can't say he's always the sharpest tool in the shed. He's very resourceful, but there are circumstances when he looks a little sillier than he thinks he does, like, say, going for a walk. He's tiny, ferocious, and 100% convinced he's the alpha male of our family. That is, unless my dad enters the room. I'm eternally grateful that Bentley's in my life. He's my best friend.